With the support of V8 Supercar star Jason Richards, the profile of this must-see event continues to grow year to year. 2009 also saw a huge North Island invasion with some of New Zealand's top kart sport racers and some of New Zealand's mainstream motor racing stars like A1GP star Johnny Reid, GT3 racer JODY Vincent and of course Jason Richards. Jason back for another attempt at the Big Ben Kart Enduro, and it's really building up into a fantastic event.
Absolutely. You know, Big Ben are back and you know, supporting the event, which is, you know, so crucial, especially in these times. But just shows you, you know, that with karting, you put a bit of effort behind it, and you know, we can pull the great corporate support. But the main thing is that opportunity for the young junior driver to come over to a race meeting with me in Australia and be in my shadow for the weekend and understand exactly what it's like to be a professional V8 racer, and realise that it's not just about racing cars, it's about engineering your car, it's about communicating with sponsors and the media and all those types of things. So it's a, you know, a good opportunity, and young Alex Webb last year he thoroughly enjoyed himself, certainly opened his eyes, and it's going to be great to see young James Penrose this year to come over to maybe Sandown and enjoy that weekend with me.
One of the top local hopes, of course, is former national kart sport champion Matt Hamilton.
There's so many top competitive drivers here this year in fast karts, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be one of the toughest yet.
You won the Yamaha Senior Enduro yesterday over 65 minutes, and that basically turned into a 65-minute sprint race. Are we pretty much going to see the same thing here over 2 hours?
I think so in a few ways, because there's so many fast karts out there.
One of the big names in New Zealand motorsport is New Zealand A1GP star Johnny Reid. It's been a while since he's been in kart sport. Johnny, New Zealanders are more used to seeing you, of course, in A1GP duty for the New Zealand team, and you're back in kart sport, and it's been a little while.
Yeah, it has, and it's great to come back to, you know, where my roots began, and you know, I have fond memories of Cars Road, Christchurch kart track, and winning here back in 2000. So you know, it's great to see that there's such a strong amount of young fellas still coming through, and you know, they've got heaps of potential. They're all running around getting autographs, etc. So it's a delight to see it still as strong as when I left.
Starting from pole for 2009, former New Zealand kart sport champ Ryan Grant. He's paired with the former Toyota Racing Series champion Andy Knight. Ryan, there's a whole lot of different karts. I mean, we've got KZ2s, we've got DD2 Rotaxes, Rotax lights and heavies, even some Yamahas out there. What's the trick in going through some of the slower traffic? Because you're going to score a fair bit of it in 2 hours.
Patience. You know, the key is going to be patience and not trying to take any holes that you shouldn't be taking. You know, there's a lot of different karts, like you said. You know, the key is just going to be patience, picking your time, getting through the traffic without any damage, and just carrying on that nice steady pace.
Andy, the qualifying was pretty tight up top. Who are some of the other drivers that you're going to be looking out there in the event?
Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of them. You know, all those DD2s, and Hamilton will be quick in his Rotax, and Chris Cox in that Rotax. You know, just depending on how they last compared to what sort of speed they've got at the end compared to us. You know, it'll just be, and how they can get, basically who can get through the traffic without basically just being patient and without having an accident.
So this field of 28 comes out of the pits. It's going to be busy in there this afternoon for the 2009 Big Ben Kart Enduro. Problems before the start. Just caught a glimpse there of Johnny Reid. The number 12 DD2 not making the start here. All KZ2 front row. Ryan Grant starting for the pairing with himself and Andy Knight. And Josh Burgess in the number 33 KZ2. He's paired with Graham Smythe. A little bit of argy-bargy off the start. The rest of the field streamed through turn number 1 here at the Cars Road Raceway. Frantic opening couple of first corners. Very physical, a very daunting race circuit here. The Powerball Tools Raceway. Ryan Grant, the early race leader, and Ryan Irvin slipped through to second there, running one of the many Rotax DD2s. These are a 2-speed derivative of the FR125 Rotax. They produce about 30% more power than a standard FR125. Irvin, of course, the current New Zealand Rotax Light champion. There he is there in the Brawn GP lookalike, number 3, sharing the drive with Simon Evans. Former top kart sport racer, has been racing in the New Zealand Formula 4 Championship over the last couple of years. It's Josh Burgess back there in the 3rd position. They went head-to-head with Andy Knight in the pole shuffle, a unique way to find the top grid position for the 2009 Big Ben Kart Enduro. The 9th and 10th place qualifiers went out over 2 laps and raced each other. The winner of that went on to face the 8th qualifier and so on. Yellow's out there. Problems already for some of the teams early on. I tell you that Johnny Reid's in the pits. They're trying to sort out whatever issue they've got with the number 12 DD2 as Josh Burgess goes down the inside of Ryan Urban. That should be for 2nd. There's Hamish Cross. He's 4th, paired with Jason Richards, of course, in the number 66 Rotax DD2. That's Scott Downs just in behind him in the number 22. Formula 100, that's 100cc water cool. He's paired with Caden McMaster. Downs and McMaster racing in the Suzuki Swift Sport Cup, of course. McMaster, the 2-time and reigning champion in that class. So frenetic opening few laps. The leaders lapping around the 30-second mark. There's the 11 of Chris Cox, another former New Zealand Kart Sport champion in a modified Rotax FO125. There's Matt Hamilton inside the top 10 early. And the leaders are starting to get through lap traffic already. Scott Downs shadowing Hamish Cross down onto the main straight here at the Powerbuilt Tools Raceway. So it's a 2-hour enduro. Most of the teams are looking at a pit stop window at around the halfway mark. You can see how much lap traffic that the race leader's in there. The number 5, there's the 2nd place 33 of Josh Burgess with Urban right in behind him. 4th, 5th and 6th, Cross, Downs, young Chris Cox, another young Christchurch racer that's been racing in the New Zealand Formula Fords. Kart number 88 going through there, Aaron Hooper and Jonathan Haig from Christchurch. There's Hamilton battling with Kane Georgeson in the number 4. He's sharing that kart with young Christchurch sprint car star Jamie Duff. So the race just starting to settle down now. The fastest laps, mid-29s for Burgess and Ryan Grant. Battles right through. Problems there for kart number 89, Hayden Knighton and Jeff Judd. South Island Rally star paired with Mark Tapper in the World Rally Championship this season. And problems for Ryan Urban. Lap 26 and Urban has stopped out on the track. And I can tell you off camera that Burgess is out of 2nd. He's retired into the pits as well in the 2nd place, number 33. So Ryan Grant's got a pretty handy lead here. That would put Scott Downs up into 2nd. Chris Cox up inside the top 4. And there's your race leader in heavy lap traffic through the infield. Lots of rubber going down. Weather conditions in total contrast to last year where we saw all of the rain, the track drying out towards the end. But what you can't see or feel here on the TV coverage is how cold it is in Christchurch here on the Sunday. That was the 5, the leader going by Matt Hamilton. Putting him a lap down, kart number 10, JODY Vincent, Tony Bowden. Vincent, of course, front runner in the Batterytown Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge in the Coke and Tools 997. That's a KZ2 spec Arrow chassis. Just going by the number 95 modified Rotax, the Collins sisters, Catherine and Anna. Catherine's been also racing in the Suzuki Swift Sport Cup this year. There's the number 12. So Johnny Reid is back out on track. They're about 30 odd laps down on the leaders. A lack of drive was their problem, a clutch issue. As we approach the quarter mark distance here for the 2-hour Big Ben Kart Enduro. Knight and Grant lead in the number 5, ahead of Hamish Cross, Jason Richards in the 66, Vincent and Bowden 3rd in the 10, ahead of Hamilton and Penrose in the number 9 modified Rotax. Absolutely frenetic pace. Kart number 39 there, Matt Straker and Ben Webb. Problems there for the 22. Scott Downs and Cody McMaster. And that's why they weren't in that lineup in the top 10, because they've just stopped out on track at about quarter race distance. Johnny Reid going by Malcolm Ngātai there. Ngātai, of course, New Zealand Superstock champ, trying his hand at kart sport, keeping his race fitness up for the upcoming Speedway season. So it's been a good 8 or 9 years since Johnny Reid competitively raced in kart sport. A lot of experience in the Asia-Pacific region in his younger days. There's the 11 of Chris Cox up inside the top 4, going by the number 71. Steve Child and Lee Crew. So many young stars, so much talent in this lineup. As we said at the head of the show, a big North Island invasion. And if you went and did the math with the amount of New Zealand titles in this lineup here this weekend, you'd probably be looking at between 20 to 25 plus national titles with this lineup. Problems here for the 83 and the 95, the Collins sisters, Stephen Wright and Ben Gilmore in the number 83. First of our pit stops has just happened. Here's JODY VINCENT, pit side.
The car was getting quite hot. It was a little bit low on water for some reason. So we just chopped it up with the water. We'll take our schedule time. We'll have to do a splash and dash later. As long as, you know, who knows if it's going to last or not. So, but having a ball, mate, it's absolute, so much fun. Can't believe it.
You guys are running in the top 6 there. I mean, a pretty frenetic pace out in front. I mean, Ryan Grant and those guys are running around there in high 29s. You guys sort of settled back into a pace, getting through traffic.
Yeah, I buttoned off to save the tyres because our tyres are melting as it is. So we're just keeping it steady, you know, like make sure we get to the last half an hour and can push hard if we need to.
You look a bit tired on it, mate, a bit more physical than the GD3.
Yeah, I think I need power steering, you know, and need some belts or something because I keep coming out of the seat when I brake, so that's all right, we'll be right, mate.
Welcome back to the Powerbuilt Tools Raceway, Cars Road, Christchurch. There's our race leader calling for blue flags, Ryan Grant. Let's catch up with Andy Knight, pit side. 50-minute mark. Ryan's doing a heck of a job out there leading for you guys at the moment.
Yeah, no, he's doing a good job out there, and you know we'll just have to see how it goes. I think he's probably got freezing hands about now, so I'll be just hoping he can get through that hour 5 sort of mark, and then I can take over, and hopefully I don't freeze myself too much before the end.
How's tyre management? I mean, a 2-hour run is pretty long on these tyres, especially generating so much pace with these KZ2s.
Yeah, no, we're backed off a little bit from where we could run just to try and get it to last. But it's going to be interesting to see if we're only going to know when we get to that hour 40, hour 50 mark what sort of shape we're in on tyres.
So there's Andy Knight along with Ken Grant, Ryan's dad on the fence. You can see the cold air being breathed out. There's Martin Short pits here. Martin Short, you guys had a pretty solid top 6 going. You've made your first scheduled stop.
Yeah, the car was running real consistent. Unfortunately, we were running low on fuel and the car started to surge, so hopefully we make it for the next hour 20. It was pretty tough out there.
Lots of traffic.
Yeah, you got to pass about 3 or 4 carts every lap, and yeah, it's hard work because sometimes they don't know you're right behind them, and you got to just kind of make a dangerous move, and hopefully it pays off. So we're quite lucky in that respect.
Josh Burgess and Graham Smythe come back out on track. They're a whole heap of laps down on the leader. They had some rear axle problems. Qualified second. Let's catch up with Josh Burgess. Josh, you guys were running second to Ryan Grant early, but you had a problem and ended up in the pits. What happened?
Oh, the keyway that holds the sprocket on crapped out, so got the axle jammed up, and then we had to cut the axle out and put another axle in it and start again pretty much. So.
You got back out on track and Graham's back in the cart now, but you're a fair way behind.
Yeah, we're about 20 minutes behind, so not looking too good, but that's all right. We're out there, so.
So at the halfway mark, Knight and Grant continue to lead with their pit stop to come ahead of Chris Cox and Jamie Conroy. Cross and Richards third, Hamilton Penrose fourth, Straker Webb fifth, and the first Rotax light Jesse Craig and modified star Natasha Rogers. So lots of action pit side. Oh, some other issues there. That's the Collins sisters again, this time with the 49 of Mark Munro and Daryl Hewitt. Mark Munro, another former Toyota Racing Series driver. As the leaders have pitted, there's Andy Knight going out on track. The Latimer Hotel, number 5, KZ2, so the race leader. Ryan, just made your first stop out of the lead. How was that first stint?
You know, it was great. We got a good lead early on, which is what I wanted. I saw a couple of other guys have a bit of a tangle, so I thought, well, this is going to make it a bit easier. And I saw Chris Cox come off, which he's one of the main drivers because, you know, with the Max, he can go longer a lot quicker, as well. We can get that gap, and then it sort of tends off to put her off at the end. But we got the gap, and I held it. I think we had about 15 or 16 seconds when I came in, so no, it's really good.
Jason Richards has got in the number 66, so Hamish crosses out of the seat. Lots going on in the pits. Here's Hamish Cross. Fast pace up front. You gained a little bit by a few of the more fancy guys getting into trouble early, the likes of Josh Burgess and co. So what's the plan for the rest of the race?
Just to maintain the speed we're doing, sort of 30.8 between 30.8 and 31.1, and just to maintain that. I'm sure we're on for a podium, but mate, some of those boys have got some pace. I think I'm getting too old for this, Jamie.
Chris Cox has pitted out of the lead. Momentarily they had it with the pit stop for the leaders. As Matt Penrose comes out, having replaced Matt Hamilton, another young Christchurch driver that's been racing in New Zealand Formula Ford. Let's talk to Chris Cox, having just got out of the car.
It's going really well. Had been an incident halfway through, but clawed it back, lapping really consistently. Kart's going awesome. Good luck to my partner out there now. Hopefully he can bring it home. We're aiming for pole, aiming for first position. We'll see what happens.
We've got some work to do, and unbelievably, Ryan Irvin and Simon Evans have come back out. Let's catch up with team manager Tony Chambers. Tony, we spoke to Ryan Irvin. Obviously they had an issue early. What happened with the kart?
We've had a radiator hose drop off a bracket off the back of the seat. It's been chafing on the ground, dumped all the water so it seized. So we started packing up, thought it was out, got the kart back, and Jeff Short had a spare kart there, so the bugger will put another cylinder on it and get Simon out and do some laps.
So you just put Simon Evans back out. I've just had a look at the lap scoring. He's only 113 laps down on the lead here. Do you think you got enough that you can do it?
Well, we've come a long way. We're pretty pumped up, so you never know. No, we'll just get Simon, let Simon have a skirt, and Brian might come and have a go, so it's a good event. Just come here to support it and let the boys have a run, you know.
And that's the spirit. And further problems here, Graham Smythe. Well, it hasn't been their day. The number 33, he's sharing with Josh Burgess. Out for the second time. So after the full round of pit stops at 3/4 race distance, Andy Knight, Ryan Grant continue to dominate, more than a lap now ahead of Chris Cox and Jamie Conroy. Hamish Cross and Jason Richards still third ahead of Matt Hamilton and Matt Penrose. So V8 Supercar star Jason Richards, great ambassador for the sport. He's got a battle on his hands here at the moment with the number 10. Tony Bowden, I think, at the wheel at the moment, sharing that kart with JODY Vincent. Jason's been a great ambassador. He's signed so much over the weekend. And if you saw during their pit stop, you would have seen a lot of the crew with Jason Richards' jackets on, and he picked a great weekend to bring his jackets out for sale. Sold out of them here on Saturday because the air temperature here at the moment is about 4 to 5 degrees, no more than that. There's our 5th place kart, kart number 39. Matt Straker, Ben Webb. They'll be second in the Rotax Open class behind Matt Hamilton and Matt Penrose. They've had a pretty solid run throughout the day. Fastest lap time of a 30.8. Running the Arrow chassis on sticky tyres. A couple of little minor changes to the standard FR125, and of course they are on stickies as opposed to the standard Bridgestone spec tyre run in Kart Sport New Zealand. So they've done a good solid job throughout the day. Been in contention for top 10 right throughout the afternoon in very, very cool conditions. So there's our 3rd place kart. Jason Richards at the wheel now, going by the number 16, Malcolm Nartai, sharing that kart with Mark Pooley, running in the Rotax Heavy class. They had some problems early. As Jason Richards now got the attentions of the race leader in behind him, about to go down a lap. So the KZ2 125 shifter, reliability is the key at the moment. They had some dramas here last year, Andy Knight, didn't finish the race, but he and Ryan Grant have really dominated here for 2009 at Cars Road. Is Andy giving Jason a bit of a wave? Jason Richards running around in the low 30-second range. Fastest lap of the race was set by the number 33. Graham Smythe with a 29.6. He set that on lap 47. This is a 29.9 for the race leader, which they also set pretty early. So dry but very, very cool conditions. And it is proving to be a little bit hard on tyre wear for some of the teams. I can tell you the number 4 of Kane Georgeson and Jamie Duff's retired. Their rear tyres were just about down to the canvas in their KZ2. Just one set of tyres through the 2 hours. Most of the teams, as we said earlier on, looking for one pit stop. As we look at our second place card here, this is Jamie Conroy behind the wheel of the number 11. Back to 4th, and Matt Hamilton, Matt Penrose are trying to chase down Richards and Cross for 3rd. There's not that much between them. So with the pit stops this year, they introduced a compulsory 5-minute pit stop. You could stop as many times as you wanted to, but one stop had to be timed at 5 minutes from your in lap on the start-finish line to your out lap on the start-finish line. If you went quicker than that 5 minutes line to line, you're excluded. Pretty much everyone's got it on target today. 2 days of action. There was a series of mini enduros here on the Saturday. For the cadets, Ryan Yardley won the cadet enduro. Brooke Reeve won the junior restricted enduro. James Penrose, of course, won the junior enduro. He's off to Australia with Jason Richards at a V8 supercar meeting as we pick up our race leader, Andy Knight, looking pretty comfortable here leading. And in the senior Yamaha 100 enduro, it was Matt Hamilton by less than a 1/10 of a second from Chris Cox. As we go to the final lap, 2-hour enduro, it's turned into a 2-hour absolute sprint race. But Andy Knight and Ryan Grant have dominated. They've got a 2-lap advantage over Chris Cox and Jamie Conroy. Jason Richards, Hamish Cross, Matt Penrose, Matt Hamilton. Fabulous event, well supported here in Christchurch. But it's going to be Andy Knight, victorious, takes the checkered flag for 2009 in the Big Ben Kart Enduro Powerbolt Tools Raceway. And a race record 233 laps for the winning combination. 2 laps ahead of Chris Cox and Jamie Conroy. Hamish Cross, Jason Richards in 3rd. Matt Hamilton, Matt Penrose in 4th. Matt Straker, Ben Webb in 5th. Andy, Ryan, congratulations, victorious in the 2009 Big Ben Kart Enduro. Andy, pretty busy stint for you in that last run.
Yeah, no, it was reasonably busy. You know, it made it a whole lot easier with Ryan giving me a lot of tyre left for me to use up in my stint, and he was, handed to me in the lead.
Jamie, do you realise you had Jason Richards chasing you down towards the end there?
Yeah, I seen him coming and I was giving him my best, but yeah, awesome driver, and he was just honing in. Lucky to just put him at the end.
It was a bit nicer not starting this year. I think I wear myself out the last couple of years at the start. So
we were just talking, and Jace was saying that starting the race, you obviously got to race the top guys, and it's actually harder to do the first stint than it is the second, because you've really got to get in there amongst it.
You don't have your own rhythm, which so it was good. I mean, it was happy to be third, aren't we? Yeah, it's a good job.
Yeah, 3rd place, guys. So well done.
Yeah, not bad for a couple of old blokes.
Yeah,
hey?
not bad. I was just saying to Jace before also that we've done this race together 4 years in a row, and we've had three thirds and a win. So I suppose we'll have to do it again next year and try and win it again.